So 3, 2, 1. Okay, let me see. Great. So again, good evening, guys. So tonight we're going to talk about responsibilities at work. I have already introduced myself here, and I would like to ask Marcus, what are your main responsibilities at work?
Okay, actually, I'm a project manager. As you, I work with IT also. And as a project manager, I think my main responsibilities are to deliver the project at the time, at the time and at the quality we agreed, and if possible, below the budget we agreed to. But as a leader of a team, I have the responsibility to lead people, to help them to develop in their careers too. So I try to keep a flow of one-on-one meetings and to develop professional development plans with each of my employees. So we can share they are paying attention in their careers and are evolving in their journey.
Cool, that's good. Thanks, Marcus. What about you, Guilherme?
Um, Basically develop systems and solve problems, create websites and other services related to programming. That's it.
Cool, thanks, Guilherme. What about you, Jardel?
Fine. In my actual role, we have two ecosystem or two data ecosystem. I work as a data engineer, and in that two ecosystem, my colleagues are responsibility to make solutions for the human resource data with a SQL Server data with SQL Server ecosystem, and usually I work with a different rule because I work uh, with a project for a cloud migration process in my company, in my actual company, and I work hard for create opportunities for to make new solutions with the cloud. For example, we using the Databricks and like that solutions or Azure Data Factory in the Azure ecosystem in the cloud for create new solutions and scalability solutions. And I really like that because it's a different role and I work with the hype technology of the marketing. And in other aspects, I'm responsible about create opportunities to solve problems and create new rules or create new opportunities to get different data and create intelligence with the data to get more a data-driven ecosystem for the bank. For example, I work in a bank in Brazil, and I really like that, work with data and work with a data engineer and with a data ecosystem.
Great. So we have Marcus, that he's a project manager, Guilherme that is a developer, you that is a data engineer, right?
Yes.
I am a customer support engineer, and Kelvin that has left, I believe, due to a new BSOD, blue screen of that. Uh, he is also a developer. So we are 100% IT on this meeting, right? Cool.
Yes.
Okay, so Let me answer this first question. My main responsibilities at my current position involves take care of specific customers. Hey, Calvin is back. Take care of specific customers and make sure they are following best practices and they have the right support assistance they need. So, hey, Calvin, welcome back.
Hi, now I am in my cell phone. I will try to configure my camera. I don't know what is happening with my computer today.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Sometimes these kind of things happen. So, so we were answering the first question. I'm not sure if you have the questions. Do you want me to share with you again?
I appreciate. I remember only the first.
Okay. That there you go. I don't know if you can see the questions right now.
You can see.
Okay, so please answer the first question to us. What are your main responsibilities at work? But first of all, let me tell you something. We have you and Guilherme that you are developers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have two developers, one data engineer, one project manager, and one customer support engineer. So we can start our own company, right?
Yes, so great.
And
Sure,
Jardel
sure.
is
Only startup.
experienced with Jardel is experienced working with human resources, HR. So that's
Yeah.
cool. Right. So Kelvin, please answer the first question to us.
Okay. What are your main responsibilities at work? Okay. Today I'm working as a senior software engineer, so I have some technical responsibilities like Guilherme, such coding, creating new APIs, microservices, software designs, and software architectures. Also more, uh, I don't know if the is the correct word, more personal activities like helping and guiding juniors, make pair programming with them, some code reviews too, and evaluate the code, see if everything is okay, make some deploys for testing environments or production, sometimes create some metrics of our softwares, and I think this is a good resume.
Cool, that's great. That's great. So all right, so we have the second question, and I'd like that Jardel could read and answer. Jardel,
Okay,
please, could you please read and answer the second question to us?
of course. Do you prefer working alone or in a team? Why? And I think really depend the day because when we have a more alone activities, we can get more efficiently or get a more a more ease a more ease solution for that and depend the activity. But I really love lurking team because it's very important. Usually the people can help me or I can help the people with your problems. And that environment is so good for create a growth. No, it's so good. It's so good for a growth, for the people growth. And usually when I work as in the bank, for example, I need to go to the bank one 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 time per week, 1 day per week, and I get different calls with my colleagues or different ideas with them, and that is so cool for me.
Great. So you work on uh, a hybrid. Is there a name to say that hybrid is not a schedule? I'm not sure right now. So
Scale,
you
scale.
scale. Yeah, thanks. So you work in a hybrid scale, right? That's great.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Thanks, Jardel. And what about you, Kelvin? Do you prefer to work in a team or by yourself?
Now I prefer working as a team. However, in the past, I prefer working alone. I think I was so tiny. It's tiny, timid. I forgot.
Shy,
So
I would say shy.
shy. Oh, thank you. So, but now I develop my communication skills and sociable, and now I prefer work as a team. Every day talking with so many people, helping them, asking for helping. Uh, and I think working as a team, we can grow fast and better. I think my growth in my career happened so fast doing my team. I have a good team when I work in presential, and now I'm working remotely. I have a good team too. However, I am the senior. In the past, I have a good seniors to help me, and I think we're working with a group. It's better for everyone.
Oh, great. Now that you mentioned that, I remember a couple of months ago, I worked as level three in a team. It was really hard because I was the last resource. Right now, I am level two, so it's not a big deal. Look, okay, I tried my best. Can you please help me? But in the past, I was the help, so sometimes was really hard to. It's your case right now. You were the help, so that's cool. Thanks, Kelvin. What about you, Marcus? It's hard to say that you prefer working alone, considering that you're a manager, right?
It's- I think it's impossible, but I personally like to be in a team, to be part of a group. I like to share moments with people, so to create things together. So yes, I prefer to work to be part of a team. That's because one of the things that is special to me is that we in a group we always can learn something new. And I thrive for this. I thrive for learning all the time. And the second part is that I can, while I learn with people, I can help them. And I like to help people too. So, yes, being a part of a team is something special to me.
Cool. I remember there's a quote that it's something like a we need or we should to at least learn and teach at least one thing every single day. So I'm not sure if it's that exactly that way that its quote is, but it's something like that. And when you are working a team, at least from my point of view, you will have the opportunity to learn a lot, but you can also teach or you can also share some knowledge that you have. So it's a really good opportunity to do that kind of stuff. So, Guilherme, what is your opinion on the second question?
It depends on the day and the task. There are tasks that I can speed up and do alone, and the other employee can take advantage of the time to advance the another task. I think
Cool. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I think it.
That's great. Awesome. So, Kelvin, do you mind read and answer the third question to us?
Of course. How do you organize your tasks to be productive? Uh, okay. I think in the for everyone we have a kind of board like Jira, Kanban, ClickUp. There is a lot of kind of this. So now I'm using the Jira for tasking manager because basically everything we are doing is in the Jira, and we have the priority scale, we have the columns to see which step our tasks are. So now I am using it. And however, in the past, when I don't have a board, I organize it in the classic mode. We have a block of notes with a list of activities and a check in the end of each row if we're doing this. But now I'm more organized with my tasks.
That's cool. Great. Thanks, Kelvin. What about you, Guilherme? How do you organize your tasks to be productive?
Um, Question number 3 is right.
Yes.
How do you? Basically, I review and see what tasks need to be done that day, and I start. There we don't have a custom of doing dailies. Meet only when it is really necessary.
This is a good approach, right? There's a lot of rage against the machine. No, it's not the machine. Rage against the dailies. Marcus, I remember a cool band. So there's a lot of rage against daily meetings and people that like to talk a lot during daily meetings and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it is generally an issue, right? What do you think, Jardel, about this kind of organization? How do you organize your tasks?
Yes, usually I got more easy, easy tasks, and I finish that tasks usually in during the day. And after I get more difficult tasks, and I create or solve that problems. But in other situation, when I have when I have create a solution for or fix a specific problem, when a SQL Server crash or the process not found, I need to do I need to do a specific solution for that. And usually we have 3 hours or 10 minutes for to solve that problem because it's uh, we have we have so many crucial process with the data. And that is a good question, and I think we need learning about that for get more things efficiently or get a more fast process to solve problems.
That's great. I remember a joke in Portuguese, something like it's Friday. It's the day to run an with an update without where, something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Don't do this.
All right. So last but not least, Marcus, please teach us how we can be more productive or how we can organize our tasks from a project manager point of view.
Use the Pomodoro technique. For the ones who don't know, who doesn't know, Pomodoro techniques is a strategy when you book short time boxes to work with high focus, and with you take small pauses between this time box so you can free your mind. So you can book 25 minutes of a focus time and 5 minutes of slack time. And so I like to use this technique, and when the tasks arises at my desk or at my mail, at my Teams, I book specific Pomodoro times in my agenda. So when I look to my agenda, I know what I have to do, and I know when I will do that job. And when I have a job when I have a task that needs a pre-working, so I schedule specific Pomodoros for this pre-work too. So since I adopted this strategy, it has helped me a lot to do with my to-dos. And I used to share this idea with my teammates too.
That's cool. I was used to use Pomodoro in the beginning. In the beginning, no, not that long time ago. But don't you think that 5 minutes are really short? Something like I would need a 20-minute break between every every 25 minutes, but unfortunately, it's impossible. So
5 minutes
Mark.
working and no,
Yeah,
5 minutes
20,
working, 50, 20,
25
20
minutes.
I
to
prefer the
live,
Pomodoro.
to relax. 25 minutes to relax.
Well,
Yes.
since we are starting our own company here, I don't see any problem.
Okay.
Cool.
Sometimes we need this slack time just to let the creative flows.
Yeah.
Sometimes all work we have to do is to think about whales and
The
let the
most
insights arise.
the most exhaustive days to me are that ones where I jump from meeting to meeting,
Yes.
that are really exhausting days. And it seems like we are not solving any problem, and we are leaving these meetings with 10 more tasks to do. And we have no time to do that task because we are constantly participating on meetings, except for Guilherme that mentioned that they only get together when it is strictly necessary. So that's cool. So speaking about Guilherme, can you please read the fourth question to us? Question number 4, please.
Yeah. What do you find most challenging about your job? In my opinion, sometimes whether you like it or not, no matter how much you do what you love, sometimes the work comes due and boring. Sometimes repetitive, and sometimes there are pertinent errors uh, that are very difficult to resolve. Sometimes we find some errors very difficult, some challenges very hard. That is.
Cool, I agree with you. Actually, we are driven by new things, something like we need new things all the time. Our brain is always deceiving us and asking for new. It's something like you buy a brand new motorcycle, and in a matter of 2 or 3 months, you are already okay. I believe I need something new, or a new motorcycle, or a new
Mm.
need something like now I need a new car, something like that, or a new smartphone. We always need something new. I believe that's why we get bored sometimes doing our daily basis tasks, right? Thanks, Guilherme. Marcos, what about you? What do you find most challenging about your job?
That's I usually manage projects about software development. I think that the most challenging tasks are, or the most challenging thing about software development is to turn the science into something that can be predictable. We can't predict with precision when a software will be done, will be read. Every time we try to define a date to go to production, or the length of a task, we fail. So that's the most challenging for me. I don't remember if it was Guilherme or Kelvin that talked about Kanban. I try to use the method Kanban, not only the Kanban board, but the method, to turn this into a more predictable task. So, and how I deal with this. We have historical data, and we have hundreds of tasks that were finished, and they have their specific times to be completed. So I try to get a line of 90% or 85% of when I know that all the tasks below that line were completed. So considering if I have tasks that lasted 1 day, and I have tasks that lasted 100 days, if I have to, if I have one arm, a gun under my neck, and I have to say a date, I will say 85 days. It will be read, it will be done in 85 days. That's because I have, considering our historical data, 85% of chance to be correct, to be right. It could be read in 2 days, but yes, it could be read just on the day 91, 95, in the day 150. So it will change our historical data, and it will change our 85, 850 percentile, but it's a way to give to this task uh, a, a process that can bring us more predictability. This is the hardest thing for me.
So as far as I understood, it's okay, Guilherme. Please be here if you can next week, same time, same channel. Bye. So, as far as I understood, Marcus, it's hard to predict correct deadlines, right? Yeah, so I got a question for you. Don't you use like the concept of MVP, like minimum viable product, or beta versions and stuff like that? So you also have to deal with homologation test, software tests, stuff like that, right?
A lot, but even an MVP can fail with
Wow.
dates.
This is not for me, man.
Even when we try tactics like Scrum, that brings the time space in sprints of 2 weeks, for example. And so I know that I have 2 weeks to finish something. I will, and I can define the job I will agree to do in that sprint. Even in this case, the team can fail. The team can fail because it's it, he's not able to predict it correctly, or even he can fail because things happens outside the team that impacts the deals the team had made. So that is the hardest thing. On the real life, uh, is that scene when the train shocks against you, and this train is the reality, is the daily basis on a company. You make your plan, but in the day after your plan, the train of reality will shock you.
So you are depending on infrastructure, you are depending on the human factor, you are depending
Yes,
on the business.
yes,
Maybe you are in the middle of the project and the business change,
yes.
the needs change, or the
And it
scope
hap
of the project. Man.
and it happens a lot.
Cool. So thanks for
Pro
that. What
prob
about
Probably Jardel has lots of histories like that
Jardel
too.
has the
Oh,
data. Jardel has the data to prove.
yes, yes, that's it. Every
Yeah.
day, that's it. Every day that happen.
Wow, man, this is crazy. So tell us, Jardel, what do you find most challenging about your job?
Yes, for me, the most challenge is to make a solution between conflicts or between person or people conflicts. Because in my last challenge project, I worked to get a specific requirements about the cloud migration process. We have a cloud migration process, and I create the requirement. And in my company, we have two ecosystem. One is data human resource data ecosystem. In other ecosystem, we have a more big ecosystem named uh, company ecosystem. And for introduce data in that company ecosystem, we need get the specific rules for that. And when I set that rules for my team, I get a strong problem because in we own ecosystem, we have on rules, and we can work with own rules. And with that most big and corporative ecosystem, we need get that specific rules. And I make a specific PowerPoint, and I I schedule a specific meeting, and I get my colleagues and I get the other people in the other area into the room, and all people talk about that to get a fix that problem. And that is not easy because I I get the problems for ons, and I get the problems with others because I'm intermediate that negotiation. And I think that is so difficult intermediate the negotiation. For example, the business requirement, it's different between the ecosystem requirement. We have rules, we have techniques and best practice, and the business usually don't work with the best practice, work with the more different or more simple practice with not strong security, for example. I think we need make process with data with strong security. and capacity for maintain that ecosystem or maintain that flows. And for me, that is so difficult when we need solve conflicts with the peoples.
Cool. I would like to ask you something, guys. Have you ever heard the expression meet halfway? Meet halfway. I have just shared an URL in the chat. It's something like when we need to do something or give up on something in order to reach an agreement. Like you mentioned, Jardel, you have two sides, you have the area team, you have the technical team, and some of them needs to give up or needs to adjust their expectations, I would say.
Yeah, expectation.
Yeah. And this is something like, for example, I have an example here. They try to change the view, and we are trying to meet them halfway. Like we are trying to adjust, we are trying to reach an agreement. So this is an important expression to us to use while dealing with these kind of situations during a meeting or during a discussion. This is really, really like, I actually have heard this expression. The first time I noticed this expression was in a song, in a music. I don't recall exactly the name of the song, but is it interesting? It's called an idiom, an expression, a popular expression that means that we are reaching an agreement or we are uh, giving up to establish a deal or something like that.
Yes,
Cool. Cool. You are the negotiator, right?
yes. That is difficult, but I think that is so important. I learned a lot with that. I learned about the negotiation skills and talk with peoples and understand your requirements or your your fees, your pain, and that is so great. We can grow, we can grow, we can get a very impressive growth with
Yeah.
that specific skills.
Are you able to discuss or negotiate something in English? Have you ever had this experience or
No,
never? No.
never.
This is something good. You can use AI to role play. I mean, to simulate that you have to deal with a situation like that, and you can develop your vocabulary and your, I mean, to use English as a tool, not only use English as an endpoint, you know what I mean? So it's good because you switch your focus from the English itself, English learning, to using English to something that you are used to do, you know?
Yes,
Like you can ask, we have a bunch of AI tools out there that we can use. Something like, hey, let's simulate. We are discussing or we are uh, discussing something between the human resources area and IT area to do this and that. You know what I mean? It could be a really good exercise to you using English. So
yes, I will try this.
cool. So let's see, Kelvin. I don't recall what is the question. Is that work, right? Yeah. So, what do you find most challenging about your job, Kelvin?
I think is communication and conversation between different areas because recently I work in a project that we have so many areas and the context involved, like the develop team, the financial team, and the customer success team, the product manager team too, and everyone is saying things different in this are speaking different things for the same product for the same project, and we need to understand what everything wants, see if it's possible put this in the product, and are different areas. However, it's a product that involve everything, so we needed to understand the needs of each area, try to see if it has everything as something redundant, see if it's possible, try to convert our technical language to a common language to everyone understand. So I think it's hard and challenging for us because when we are thinking what a product should do, we think more in a technical way. And when we have a problem, we think this problem as a technical problem. However, when we are talking with the product team and other teams, they don't know what is our technical problem. We need to translate for their language to explain why this is more complex that they are thinking and why this will get more time or if it's possible or it's not possible. Then I think is it.
Yeah, it's something like a war. Every meeting is a war, like a brainstorm, everybody fighting each other.
Yeah. Everyone
And
say something in your own language, and no other can understand it, and it's hard for everything. So we need to have intermediaries, and each context like we are the develop teams. So normally we talk with the product team. They know more about technology. However, they are not experts, and they can explain better for another teams in a no non-technology way. So we try to translate everything for other teams. However, sometimes it's more harder.
you need Jardel's help.
Yeah.
He is the negotiator here. And also Marcus to set up the right time, Pomodoro time, to discuss these differences. Cool. Speaking about Marcus, can you please choose and read and answer a question? We have like let me see, 6 questions left, and we have only 7 minutes. So please, you can choose whatever questions you want.
Number 6. How do you prioritize tasks when you are very busy? I choose the ones that can't delay. If it's delay, it will be a huge problem, a disaster. So I will act on that.
Cool. There's a saying that says, if there's 2 priorities, then nothing is a priority.
Nothing is a priority. Yes, that is
Priority is just one.
that is the reason why I like to think about the cost of delay. You
Yeah.
put things into uh, finance in a finance point of view, which one will cost us more if it delay? This is the top priority.
When you measure with money, that's
That's easy.
yeah, cool. Great. What about you, Kelvin? Do you want to choose, read, and answer a question? Do you want to answer the 6 question that Marcus has just read to us?
Let me see. How do you prioritize tasks when you are very busy? Okay. When we have so many tasks, I like to organize in categories the priorities with we don't have so many times we should do now, and the easy tasks. Yeah, and we saw if the easy task can be doing for other people, so we can delegate it for others and focus on the questions with the short deadline. And when we are so busy, we I think the most important thing we should do is know that we are full. We don't can do more than it, and delegate all the questions. asking for help, talk with your leader or with your team, and organize the task that anyone can do, not only you. Delegate it and focus first in the tasks with a short deadline and can should do in a short time too. Sometimes we have difficult tasks. However, we can do this in a few minutes, a few hours. So I think we should focus on this first to deliver first, deliver fast.
Cool. You know, I recall an expression called bandwidth. It's basically largura de banda, in a free translation. But I recall people use that expression often to ask if you are available. Something like, does anyone have bandwidth to deal with this, and that? So I am asking help and I'm checking if there's someone available. So we usually say in English, does anyone have bandwidth to help me? Something like you have a space of time, or you are available, or you're not so that busy. So this is an expression, common expression to describe or to ask when if you are available or not to help another one. Jardel, you are the last one. Can you please reach? You can answer the sixth question. There's no problem, or you can choose read and answer another one question.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah, are you German?
no,
Yeah.
like a German. Uh, yeah, for
Auf
that,
Wiedersehen. The only word I know in German. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I don't know nothing. Yeah, and usually I get the most difficult, and I prioritize the most difficult and the most important, and I think about the requirements, or for example, when I need I need take a specific solution for a specific problem, and we need other solutions or other data flows engagement with my data flow, and with that data flows make so much money for the bank, for example. I need prioritize that task because usually I get that kind of tasks, and I prioritize usually usually with about that, and working for get more money or more important projects. Yeah, I think that.
Okay, so again, the money measurement, right? And that's cool
Yes.
because nobody actually screw up with money when there's money involved, right? So it's an important measurement. So guys, we have no time left. I have just shared the survey URL with you. Please go there, evaluate our conversation, and point out if you liked something or if you have any suggestion, anything that we can change. So let's wrap this up. I really appreciate your time here and see you next week, right? Bye.
Right.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you.